Alright, so obviously I'm splitting each of these announcements into separate parts of the video versus just one big video, just to get you guys straight to the point, right? So, first off, pre-production for the sequel to Chaos, I've already started. I've already started that, and I should probably have something for you guys next year. Number two, Zombie High will be coming out. The first chapter of Zombie High will be coming out November 1st of this year, so that stay tuned for that. I have also began the preparations for a potential sequel to Zombie High as well. And that right there, see, the whole thing with that stigma, based off of the reception so far, I have decided to just leave Chaos as is instead of calling it the rough draft, because in the very first chapter, and I know, and just to go ahead and put it out there, I know a lot of people have issues with me using AI narration or whatever have you. Honestly, I did not really prefer to use my voice because I felt like my voice was not, up to code with it or up to standard really. So I just left it as is. So if you don't like it, that's cool. I have no physical problem with that, no emotional attachment to it. I'm at the end of the day sharing my content. I'm sharing the property that I have worked hard on, and this is just to put the product out there and see where I go with it, and whatever the chips may fall into at that point, and I'm definitely at a point where I have a way of painting the picture, in a sense, like with these stories that I have in mind now, and now that I'm over the anxiety of what if it's not good enough, or is this good enough, all of those things I have officially gotten out of, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to worry about those things anymore, which is why, like, I did more digging. I'm taking examples from current shows that I'm watching on Crunchyroll, Amazon, YouTube, HBO, all that. I'm taking heavy notes, especially from my comic, and including my comic book collection, and then the already set in stone knowledge that I have currently. So it's really like I'm setting myself up for a much bigger payout than what I'm getting, and what I'm getting out of it versus what I'm not getting out of it. I'm still learning something from it, All right. Next thing. So I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna say the weird thing. I've been sitting on this old project of mine for way before I even thought of YouTube as a consistency, because I remember for a fact that I started YouTube back in 2014. That was some years ago, like over a decade ago, and that was really when I actually tried to take music seriously. And by that point, I was like 10 years. Well, 2014 was 11 years ago. So 11 years ago, I was a youngin back then. So I definitely was really at a different state of mind. And the fact that I just want to drop, at this point, I really just want to see the input. Really, I want to see what people really have to say versus the quality that I had back then to the quality I'm using now. And even now, like, it was some shit stored on an older laptop that I had when I was younger, and way after all the shit that had happened with me when I was actually trying to be a rapper or whatever have you. But I was like, you know what? Because I literally realized that I had it at a relative's house, and I did nothing about it. And like literally, like they brought it up. It was like, bro, you know, you still got your laptop here. I was like, which one? And then he showed me. I was like, oh shit, I forgot about that. So we going through it or whatever, and he, you know, he was like, bro, your first project is ready. I was like, shit. So it was like I was really bugging about that. Like to really hear 15, 16-year-old me in this bitch rapping, I was like, bruh, this shit is old. Like, it's not like I don't even remember recording the shit, but at the same time I do remember recording the shit, if that makes any sense. So it's like now I'm just like, yeah, let's just fucking drop it, see what happens. That's really it. So at some point, either this or next year, I'm gonna drop this shit, and we're just gonna say fuck it. That's just where we're at. That's all I'm saying. And fucking finally, so more on the music side of the whole situation. I recently talked to Sierra like 2 weeks ago. We spoke. It wasn't. I ain't gonna lie. It didn't start off as a good conversation. Really, it started off pretty annoying at first, but that's neither here nor there. There has been a lot happening to her behind the scenes, which upsets me, but I'm just like, at the same given token, like I told her the same thing I'm saying now, like really just channel that shit into your music. You feel me? So when she told me what it was that was going on with her or whatever have you, I just said, fuck it, let me send you some shit, help you vibe out. I really wasn't expecting her to even like do too much with it, but like I said, I'm expecting her to at least try to get in touch with me at some point before the end of the year. But there is more music from her coming up. There's definitely the conversation is there. There's more, like, there's a power, there's a level of energy between her love for music and my love for music, like, and that's really what made us click to start with, because really we didn't start off like wanting to work together instantly. This was a situation like, hey, how did you do it like this, and how could I make that kind of thing happen for myself, right? So it's literally over the course of, I would say, back in April when I met this bitch. Like, I can't even lie to you, just off the conversations in general. I was just like, at first I didn't know what to expect from this bitch. I really didn't. At first I thought this was clout. I thought she wasn't serious. But say fuck it, you know what I'm saying? Like, these are beats I haven't put out myself. So it's like, you're clearing my catalog, really. You over there in your state, I'm over here in my state. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas is not about to come to you to do none of that. You feel me? Like, I genuinely was not taking that bitch serious. But when she sent me the track that would later become Call You After Midnight, I was just like, whoa. Oh, so she was serious. Because at first I said, okay, I give you $15 for each beat. So that's 30. Cool. You know what I'm saying? She was like, nah. She was like, I'm gonna need more than that. Okay, fine. Like 2 weeks later, she cashed at me the money. 2 weeks later, I think it was like another month. I think it was like May 27th, 28th, something like that. She hit me up out of nowhere, said, hey, I want to do something. Okay, like, so now it's like this turned into a lucrative business opportunity for me. Like, I done made nearly $500 off this shit. Like, that's how I look at it. Like, nigga, I just sold this bitch $500 worth of beats. And mind you, I'm more used to producing for myself versus collaborating with somebody else. Because me, I'm not like, how can I say this? I definitely won't say that my collaboration portal is closed, because it's not. But at the same given token, if you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it. That's really where I'm at with it. It's really not even a situation where I gotta rely on you to get this shit done, or I'm calling you, or you calling me and I ain't answering the phone or nothing like that. That's just not how that is. Because in my head, when she sent me the shit back, I was like, so what you want to call this project? And she said feelings. I was like, that's corny, but okay. I didn't see it in no in a negative. I didn't mean to say it to her like that, but when I said it to her like that, she made it seem like, nigga, you don't care type shit. But we squashed the shit, and eventually that's what it became. Cool. And I ain't gonna lie, when she told me what the fuck she's going through right now, like I felt bad for shorty to an extreme degree. Like, it's shit that I wish I could have said to her, but I felt like it wasn't my place. And it definitely is just, I don't know. It just felt weird for me to say something to her. But now we're talking again, to a sense. Like, we not like, I got other shit I got in the works as it is. Like, there's other music that's getting ready to get put out, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I already told her, like, you can do what you want. Obviously, like, I sent her some free beats, really, because I just, like, you seem to channel your pain and frustration through music, like a lot of these artists do. And if that's really what you want to do with your shit, then you do that with your shit. Like, I'm not gonna, really complain too much about how you feel about the situation versus how I feel about the situation. Because, like I said, at the end of the day, I'm not trying to make this relationship personal. I'm not trying to make this shit out of nothing. Like, I'm not really trying to do all of that, because I know for a fact what type of person I am and how I get when shit like that starts to get mentioned around me. So it's like, we just gonna leave it alone for right now, and then you get back to me when you want to get back to me, and that's just what we left it at. So probably at some point this year or next, we might work again. I want to say there should be more music coming from her, but I'm also not holding my breath on her too much, because I'm like, the way she sounded, it just made it seem like this situation is a little more than she can handle. So I'm not really expecting to, like, hear too much from her for a while. But outside of that, I'm saying, obviously I got my hand out to her or whatever have you, and it's money involved. So it's like, I'm gonna pick and choose which I want to do with.